Little bit of a TED Talk. How humanity got hooked on coffee. Jonathan Morris.
One
I
day
missed
around
that. I missed
800
that. Well, sorry, I was looking at chat. Without my morning coffee, I'm just like a dried up piece of roast goat. That's you, Vicky, by the way.
One day around 850 CE, a goat herd named Caldi observed that after nibbling on some berries, his goats started acting abnormally. Caldi tried them himself, and soon enough, he was just as hyper.
They got the
This was
zoomies.
humanity's first run-in with coffee, or so the story goes. When exactly people began consuming coffee is unclear, but at some point before the 1400s, in what's now Ethiopia, people began foraging for wild coffee in the forest undergrowth. The reason coffee plants are equipped with lots of caffeine might be because it makes them unattractive to herbivores or more attractive to pollinators. But either way, people caught on to coffee's advantages and began making tea from its leaves.
I'm sure it's going to be explained at some point, but it does feel weird to me. Like, how was it like intended as like how does something give us energy? Like, if it's just like a plant, I don't understand it. Or it's like a seed or a bean. How does it, like, by proxy, have the goods inside of it to make us go zoom zoom? I don't get it.
Combining its berries with butter and salt for a sustaining snack, and drying, roasting, and simmering its cherries into an energizing elixir. Coffee rode trade routes into the Middle East, and its widespread popularity began brewing in earnest in the 1450s.
Do you know what, Loki? We do kind of have like our own like stamina pots or like an energy potion from RuneScape. You know what I mean? Like just grabbing an energy drink or a coffee is literally just like a stamina potion in an RPG, so you can run more and just get like more energy.
Upon returning from a visit to Ethiopia, a Sufi leader recommended that worshippers in Yemen use coffee during ritual chants and dances. Soon enough, people within the Ottoman Empire began roasting and grinding the beans to yield a darker, bolder beverage. Many
Do you know what? I had a coffee in Istanbul, and it had like such a weird, like, it was like I was drinking dry mud but that had been made wet. It was like chalky and so strong. So strong. I wonder if this is similar.
In guest houses and outside mosques to partake in coffee's comforts. But authorities grew concerned about whether coffee's influence was innocent or intoxicating, and if Muslims should be allowed to drink it. Indeed, in 1511, a religious court in Mecca put coffee on trial. Scholars finally deemed it permissible, so coffee houses sprang up in Damascus, Istanbul, and beyond, where clientele could sip coffee, smoke, and enjoy a variety of entertainment.
It did seem very cultural, so I wonder if I went to one of them pop-ups that was like this inspired. You know, when they got the ruling that it was okay in the Muslim world. I wonder if I sort of had the generational passed down recipe, because it did feel like it was old school. But I can't say I liked it. I can't say I disliked it. It was a unique flavor, but God, it felt like it was like sand. It was like, oh, I don't know, it was weird.
Late 1500s, people in Yemen were farming coffee and exporting it from the port of Al-Maha, which became known in other parts of the world as mocha.
Ooh.
But coffee was eventually transported
one?
or smuggled into India and soon took root in Java and beyond. Meanwhile, the Ottoman Empire introduced the stimulating substance to Europe. Central London's first coffee houses opened in the 1650s. By 1663, there were more than 80, and despite King Charles II's attempt to ban them in 1675, coffee houses kept simmering as social...
Why would you try and ban it? I feel like it's really like British Empire thing to just like tax it. Sure. Why'd you not do that? I'm sure you'd make a load of money. It's like another substance that we have in like current day that they made illegal, but if you had it intact, you could make a lot of money. I don't know. It's like something, I can't think of it, but it's something that's like a problem in today's age.
and intellectual hotbeds. In 1679, for instance, patrons of Garraway's Coffee House had the pleasure of watching Robert Hooke, the scientist who coined the term cell, publicly dissect a porpoise. In France,
Why did
people
he do
began
that?
mixing coffee with milk and sugar. And throughout the 1700s,
Best way.
Paris's coffee houses hosted Enlightenment figures like Diderot and Voltaire, who allegedly drank 50 cups of coffee a day. Granted, these were likely small
50?
servings of comparatively weak coffee, but still impressive. Meanwhile, European
Vicky, that makes your coffee intake look like a bloody speck. 50 cups of coffee is outrageous. That's wild. Oh yeah, the ones in Istanbul, they're the first hipsters. True.
empires began profiting off coffee growing, establishing enslaved or exploited workforces in Asia, Latin America, and the
It's always
Caribbean.
the way.
As cultivation
thing
boomed in Latin America,
with a bad
fueled
thing.
by slavery, growers displaced indigenous populations and burned
I believe your call stone featured into a YouTube React. Yeah. You did. You coaxed your voice into my React as well. Would you look at that? Yeah. I'm gonna tell him you smell. Yeah, she smells. Right.
forests to establish ever-expanding plantations. By 1906, Brazil was exporting over 80% of the world's coffee. That same year, the Milan World's Fair showcased the first commercial espresso machine. And alongside the development of industrial roasting equipment came various coffee brands. By the mid-1950s, about 60% of US factories incorporated coffee breaks. As African countries cut colonial ties, many ramped up coffee production. And coffee drinking also later made inroads in East Asia, especially as canned, pre-prepared beverages.
I'm telling you, go to Vietnam if you love coffee, because that was a tremendous coffee experience. I'm not a massive coffee person, but oh my God, Vietnam was an experience and a half. They have so many interesting, unique ones. Highly recommend.
In more recent decades, specialty coffees with an emphasis on quality beans and brewing methods grew popular and propelled farms in Central America and East Africa. Yet coffee workers worldwide continued to endure inhumane conditions and insufficient compensation. This motivated certification efforts for coffee production that met ethical standards, including minimum wage and sustainable farming. But issues still loom over the industry. And because of climate change, the equatorial bean belt where coffee thrives is projected to shrink in upcoming decades. It's
Oh,
unclear
Vicky.
exactly what this might look like.
There's
but
a coffee
scientists
cataclysm.
are investigating possibilities like resilient coffee hybrids that might help weather the unpredictable future, all to protect the beverage that's become a cherished part of daily rituals worldwide. So why does caffeine have that special effect on us? Find out with this video, or trace the complex globe-spanning journey of your everyday cup of joe with this one.
Well, the more you know, the more you know. By the way, I'll go full screen just so you can really appreciate the boy. You appreciate that boy that's getting robbed. He wanted to say hello mid-react. You wanted to react too, didn't you? But the more you know, the more you know. It's spread like wildfire. The Zoomy beans. The Zoomy beans. All right, we have someone in chat, YouTube, right? If you see this, you get to the end, appreciate you. That has, on average, I'd say about 6 to 7 decently sized cups of black coffee. How many do you have on average? Let me know in the comments. But right, till next time, goodbye.